Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. It is Thursday, May 14th, 2026. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my goodness, what a week. I don't know where these days are going. It's already the middle of May and I don't even know. School is winding down. We are almost done with that. Memorial Day is getting so close, 11 days from now here in the United States. And it's just been a busy month, a busy spring, a busy life for this stamper. I'm glad you guys are here to spend some time with me. I've been busy working on those class projects that I promised you more information about, and I don't have that information yet. However, I'm going to do a live tomorrow night. Live on Friday. That's tomorrow. We'll do it at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to give you all the details about the class and share all the deets and all that stuff. So tune in tomorrow night for all the class details. I'm working on these projects featuring the new, what is it called? The new paper, Everyday Essentials with Coordinating Ephemera Pack. And I love the cards. I'm so excited to share these card ideas with you. I just have to finalize all the rest of the details of the class. So tune in tomorrow. I will share them all and I will have class information and registration opening up. But I had to put that all away because I don't have it ready to share. And I want you guys to see some brand new things. So the catalog just launched last week. God, it feels like it's been months. It just launched last week on Tuesday. And so I wanted to take some time to dive in, play with some new stuff, share some new things with you, and make some cards. Maybe just have a little bit of a breather, a little bit of time to relax. So tell me what you guys are doing tonight. Sorry that we're starting just a little bit later than normal. Technical difficulties too. I feel like everything just piles on. It's like always one thing or another. My computer wouldn't start. Like it was black screen. It didn't do anything. It looked like it was on, but it didn't give me anything. I should probably just get a new one, but I keep thinking, no, it's fine. It's fine. Are you guys like that? I am so terrible about change and getting new things. Like I delay getting a new phone. I delay getting a new computer. I don't want to set it all up again. I love the one that I have and it works just fine when it works, but when it doesn't, it's trouble. Tell me what you guys are excited about from the new catalog. What would you like to see? I am so excited that my Shimmer pens came. They came so fast because I placed them as a separate order. I don't know that there was anything else on the order, maybe some cardstock, and they shipped out super fast and came like the day after my 2-day order. Oh, I couldn't believe how fast it was. But I haven't had a chance to even open them yet. That's how busy the week has been. So I promised that we were going to play. So we're going to open these up. We're going to play with the shimmer pens. I also wanted to show you guys in a little bit more detail how to use that opulent oasis die with the new impressions pad. Now I showed you some samples that I made with this one last time we had a really great video. And last week we were not live, but I did pre-record and I feel like less people saw it because it was pre-recorded. So if you didn't see last week's video, make sure that you check it out because I shared over 60 card ideas from the new catalog. Lots to be inspired by. So definitely make sure to check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. Okay. And then, so I wanted to show you how to use this die. And I also, during the Great Big Card Swap on Tuesday, still need to add those links for you. I promise they're coming. I got some really fun cards that I wanted to try to duplicate. So we're gonna make a fun fold, maybe two fun fold cards today, and play with this. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. So you guys ready to dig in and get started? Um, I am having a hard time with the chat. Let me see if I can close this ad. The the chat is being covered up by an ad and I'm trying to see the screen but also see the chat, and I think that is, I just have to pick one. I'm telling you, technology is not my friend today. Um, Kimberly, loving the Winnie the Pooh suite. I'm gonna use it tonight. I got the designer paper. I got the bundle with the words. I didn't get the image bundle, but I got the words because these labels are so cool. So we're gonna make a card with that. We're gonna use the shimmer pens. I think we're gonna use the new olive flutter with the punch. I didn't get this one at first, but then I was like, what am I thinking? It's a punch bundle. It's a two-step stamp set. Of course it's going to be amazing. And I have to say that the punches, like when they go on back order, they're always gone for a little while. So if there's a punch bundle you want, make that a priority. As far as I know, they're still in stock. There's no problems. But I'm not saying there's going to be a problem. I'm just saying if you're prioritizing your purchases, prioritize a punch bundle because I feel like when those do go out of stock, then it always is a little bit longer, sometimes than normal. So Diane's asking shimmer pens, like, do you need all the colors? I don't know. Mine are still new in the package. They're kind of pricey. They are $10 each in the US, which is the same price as Wink of Stella. And they're a very specific color. So do you need all the colors? I don't know. I mean, I think that's really up to you. When we played with them on stage, I thought they were so pretty. And so, I mean, I kind of feel like that's a personal thing. I want them all, so I got them all. Oh my gosh, I just had a really fun idea that we could do like a watercolor, not a watercolor, a shimmer brush back. Let's do it right now. Like, I feel so scattered. I don't even know where to start. There's a new catalog you can shop online at juliedavison.com/shop. We also have new online exclusives, including in the United States, the Silly Old Bear Suite with Winnie the Pooh. When you spend $75 or more before tax after rewards, you can choose if you'd like the Berry Botanical Vellum paper. It is a vellum, not a paper, and you can choose this for $5. So pretty. Mom and I are going to be featuring this the last Sunday of May, so stay tuned for that. And if you're not already a demonstrator, here are two reasons why you should join. You can get free in color ink pads in May, and as a new demonstrator, you'll get the first opportunity to pre-order from the July online exclusives starting Tuesday, May 19th. That's right, like less than a week. Pre-order brand new products. And when you're a demonstrator and you get first dibs, then you don't have to worry about things selling out. Sometimes they still do, but I just mean like when you get first dibs, then you've got first dibs. And that's kind of a fun thing. I have no idea what's going to be in those July online exclusives, although there was a little sneak peek in the Demonstrator Weekly, Succeed Weekly email that went out. So if you haven't seen it, take a look at that. And anyway, yeah, Demonstrator starts on Tuesday, and you can get free in color ink pads. So if you would like to learn more, shoot me a message. Look at the link in the video description, or just go right to juliedavison.com/join. If you wait until Tuesday or after, you can pre-order those new July online exclusives in your starter kit. I think usually that's the case. So that's like a win-win-win all the way around. All right, I'm going to put all those things aside. Maybe we'll get them out later. Let's play with these shimmer pens. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. Okay, let's see. Let's see about these. And a grid. So the shimmer pens come in the 2026 to 2028 in colors. And I am not aware of any plans to come out with additional colors. I think this is just kind of like an in color specialty thing, but we do have them individually. So if you don't want to get all five, you don't have to. You can get just the colors that you want. And there is a little bit of prep work to do before we use them. So let's get them all out and let's do this for the first time together. So that was so loud, and I'm sorry I didn't do that ahead of time. Okay, so the brushes have instruction sheets with it. And so it says twist off the brush end from the ink barrel and remove the white ring. Symbol first. We shake next. Okay, so we're going to unscrew the top, and right now we see the brush end here. It's empty. And then we see this, this is just like the Wink Stella too, by the way. We see this little barrel where all the good stuff is. And there's this white ring. And this is kind of just like a spacer. After you take it off, you don't necessarily need it unless you would like to keep it disconnected from the base. But when you remove that and put this back on, then the little see that thing that sticks out there, that's going to push into here and activate the pen. Can we see it up close? Oh, I feel like that's kind of dirty. So we're going to connect those two, and then we're going to follow step 2, twist the two ends back together and shake well. Shake, 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 shake your pen, shake your shimmer pen, shimmer brush. Okay, and then we're going to remove the cap and squeeze the ink, or squeeze the barrel gently until the ink starts to flow. Look at that. It says right there, push. So right now this is a clean, dry brush, and we're going to push that to activate the ink, and we're going to send it down to the brush. So I'm trying to be gentle. And it is going to take a little while for it to kind of work its way through this little system, just like the Wink of Stella. And I really should have tried this before I came live here. I feel like it's not coming out. Mhm. Well, this is awkward. Should we try another one? I don't see any progress. Oh, look, there it is. Okay, be patient. Be patient, Julie. I think I see color starting to come out. Yes. Okay. So squeeze gently until the ink starts to flow. There it is, coming now. I saw this little like short or whatever from Stampin' Up, and like it was like dripping. They squeezed so hard. I don't think you need to like have it be totally drippy like that. And I feel like I'm squeezing hard. Maybe I don't need to. I wonder if the other ones are going to be like that. I see that it's starting to be in there now. Okay. I really didn't think it would take this long to prime them. Oh, I think this is the Barely Blush. I was thinking that it was Cantaloupe. Okay, I think we're good on that one. Let's move on to the next one. So we're going to do the same thing. We are going to twist them apart. We're going to take that white ring off. We're going to reconnect them. And we are going to shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake. And then we're going to squeeze gently. Squeeze until all that stuff flows. Oh, that one came so much faster. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. I want to do them all because I want to do a rainbow. I think that'll be really fun. Back together, all the way in. Shake, 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 shake. Okay, tell me what you guys have ordered. What are you excited about in this new catalog? Oh, that was so stiff. Okay. Squeeze there, that right away. I think maybe the Barely Blush was so light that I just wasn't like seeing that it was there, because these other ones have been so much faster. Oh my God. I love Peaceful Pine. It is such a pretty color. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Yeah, it is important to note that when you first get them, you have to kind of do that prep work. They're not going to be ready to go right out the gate, but just follow the instructions because there's a little instruction thing with each one, and then you can see like it's primed then and ready to go. So every time you do it, you won't have to do these steps just the first time. So like I said earlier, like this is all kind of sealed right now, and then when you put those two together, it just sort of like pierces that and introduces what's in the barrel to the pen. That way it doesn't get all like dry. Oops, I forgot to shake. That way it doesn't get all like dried out before you even get it. So you activate it, you get it started, and then you just squeeze on that little handle. There it comes. Okay. I feel like this one's not as flowy as the other ones yet. Squeeze a little more. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm gonna go in rainbow order with these on this white cardstock. And I'm just gonna, there we go, I'll flip it over. This is from On Stage. I think it was On Stage last year. Maybe it was On Stage this year. That kind of dries really fast. That's nice. So I have this piece of white cardstock. I'm not sure what size it is. And I just want to do this background. So I'm going to go rainbow order, crisp cantaloupe, barely blush, golden glow, peaceful pine, and hydrangea hue. And actually, I think I'm going to start with the middle color because that will give me a better idea of spacing. So I'm going to kind of just create this background with a shimmer brush and just sort of go back and forth like a watercolor wash. I don't know that the camera is going to pick up just how amazing the shimmer is in person. I feel like I just want that one to be a little wetter. I think I just needed to squeeze a little bit more. And then crisp cantaloupe on top. And then we're gonna do the green. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And hydrangea hue. Like I said, it's a little bit drier than I was expecting it to be. And maybe the more I use it and the more it flows, it'll come out a little bit better. Can you see the sparkle on there? I don't know how well it's coming across. It's just so sparkly. It's so pretty. So I am going to make something simple by adding one of the little die cut elements. This is that floral flight accents, and this was part of the Beautiful Ordinary Life suite. This was something that is very similar to the one that we had in the January catalog, except that one was white and this one is black. And so I just love how that like pops against the colors. I think it's so much fun. So we can add some different elements here. We could do the butterflies. Um, we could do just some of the sprigs. So one little piece. Come on. Maybe just the one. I don't know. That's not too bad. What do you think? Do you like the leaf? Do you like the butterfly? And then for words, we have this great set with the scallop blooms. And really, I just want to do like um oh, this has got a lot more little bits in there. Where's the poker? I just want to keep it simple and let the shimmer background kind of be the fun thing. All those little hanger-oners. Okay. Let's see. I'm missing all these comments. Nope, that's the other direction. I'm working with a different computer tonight, and I feel like it's just throwing me all off. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for the advice. Sometimes you just gotta be patient. Okay, it looks like you guys like the leaf one. I like that too. And Inika is saying you need to shake the brushes pretty hard to get the shimmer to the point. Maybe I'll try that again really quick. Shake, shake. I wonder if it'll be any different. Okay, I do like that though. And then, you know what? I'm thinking maybe of using um, the banner punch. Sorry, I can't. My brain is broken tonight. I guess I can only concentrate on one thing at a time. Okay, I shook hard. Let's see if that makes a difference and try this again and see if it flows a little better. Oh, yeah. Especially the beginning of that came out really well. This pink one, I feel like is just for me the hardest one. I don't know if that's just me. I feel like coloring a sunset would be so pretty with these shimmers. Like, look at that. That's already like such a gorgeous sunset. We're gonna have some water in here. I'm not sure that this is looking much different than the first sample, but you know, now we can do the butterfly and the leaf. You guys always say both when I ask you to choose. So how about that? The butterfly and the leaf. They look kind of the same, don't they? All right. So for a greeting, I was leaning towards one of these, but I really like the simplicity of just doing a banner sayings with the banner punch. I love this banner punch. Even if you don't get these sayings, it fits a lot of other different words. And so I'm going to cut a couple banners really quick. And okay, here's another question. Should we put it on a black card base, or should we put it on a black layer and then put that onto a colored card base? Tell me what you think. In the meantime, my favorite of the banner punchers is the center one. It's nice and long. Oops, didn't do that very well. Hang on. And if we choose a different color card base, what color would you choose? Would you choose Golden Glow because it's the center color? Or Hydrangea Hue because it's your favorite? Or Crisp Cantaloupe because it's the top color? Hmm. Tell me what you think. I'm going to cut the layers. My white piece was already pre-cut and it is 3 and 5/8. That's weird. 3 and 5/8 inch by 4 3/4. Almost 3/4. 3 5 by 4 3/4. So if we want to do 3 and 5/8, was it 3/8 or 5/8? 5/8, 7/8 by 4 3/4. That'd be like that. 5 and 1/8. That's too big. That's about right. What do you think? See, I knew it was your favorite. Okay, so Cindy says hydrangea hue. Beach Gal says black layer on golden glow. Diane would say that because that's what she does. Golden glow says Lori. Am I at the bottom here? Um, one of each. Cantaloupe for the base. Golden glow because it's the center. I think I'll do one golden glow and one hydrangea hue. Okay. We're gonna save that one maybe for the next card. So sentiments. We've got a lot of really great choices in the banner sayings. If you don't have this one yet, it's such a good one because it covers a lot of bases. So I think a good one is happy birthday. We were talking the other day about how we send a lot of birthday cards. But also celebrate is a good option because it works for other occasions besides a birthday. So I kind of like celebrate. My sister loves rainbows. And so her birthday's coming up this summer. And I always think about that. I got to put a rainbow on her card. And so maybe I will send one of these to her. Okay, so we're going to do our black cutouts with celebrates. And we could do more of them. Like we could do one of each shape. Where did our banner punch go? If I had if I'd done it the first time, then it would have made more sense to just punch them all. And then the bottom one. Okay. Cuban confetti celebrates. Here's to you. Love that because all of those words could be for any fun occasion. So cue the confetti. Celebrate. Here's to you. Yes, I'm still using my Memento pad because I like it. Scoot, scoot, get over our little scraps. All right, layering our pieces together. We're going to put the background onto the black card base. Let's add our element with some liquid glue. I want to use some Stampin' Dimensionals for the banners. Celebrate. So that is the reversed order. Cue the confetti. Celebrate. Here's to you. I'm covering up the whole thing. I don't know. What do you think? Is that too busy? I think I like it. Is there a second little butterfly? Yes, yes, there is. We need a second little butterfly in here. I love these little laser cut pieces because they're kind of heavy duty. They're nice and sturdy, and I don't feel like they tear very easily. They're a heavier kind of a cardstock weight, and definitely withstand like the poking that it requires to take all the little pieces off. Sometimes I feel like they're so delicate that like, oh my gosh, you tear it just trying to, get it to work. So I think that these are really, really nice. And it comes with one 6x12 sheet. So you're getting several of the different shapes. Like there's different leaves and flower blooms. There's some more butterflies and some hearts. There's one really big one, but multiples of some of the other ones. But there's only one sheet in a package. So just a heads up on that. And then I'll add these with some liquid glue. That's too much. Sparingly, you don't need a lot. I feel like I must have a new glue because it's just coming out like crazy. So pretty. And then we'll use some dimensionals again on our little banners. Annika, tell me, because I really don't have any idea. We get to see the French stamp sets sometimes in North America, but we don't get to see the other languages that are available in Europe, which include French and German and Dutch. So, how many of the stamp sets are available in Dutch? I don't think it's all of them, is it? Maybe there's just select stamp sets, or are they all available? Um, I really have no. Here's to you. Cue the confetti. I don't want to cover up the butterfly. I don't think there's a way not to cover up the butterfly. And you know for sure that we need to add some in color dots to these. Oh my gosh. Okay, putting them both on the finished thing, I really feel like the blue pops so much. I think I'm gonna like the blue one more. 14 different stamp sets in Dutch, but the translations are off. I can't read the rest of that. It's coming through. It just needs to be bumped up by another comment so I can see it better. I know that they work with I know that they work with some of the staff in the other markets to help them with translations to make sure that like they make sense. But I think sometimes there just aren't sometimes translated. There's not translations for some of the phrases and the sayings. I think that just like don't always make sense in in other languages. So I definitely could see how that would be a problem and not always making sense. I have to be honest, sometimes there's phrases that they have in the English stamp sets, and I'm just like, what does that even mean? Like, who would say that? um, I'm not always up on all the slang or whatever, but there was one and it was like it's like a birthday sentiment and it said something like at least you're pretty or something like that and like I don't know. I was just like, I don't get that. I don't understand what they're trying to say. It was so weird to me. I love the way these little shimmer backgrounds pop. They're so cute and so easy, but we gotta add the bling. We have a couple different options for in colors. And I think that both of them are back ordered right now. So don't be mad at me, but I promise they're going to be back in stock. And so even though we can't get them right now, we'll be able to get them in the future. Um, okay, I see someone saying stagger them. Did I oh no. I don't know. With this one, it's hard because if I stagger it, then I'm covering it up even more. Um, I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick with I'm just gonna stick with it. This one is crooked though. Who said they I was just reading it. Where did it go? Uh I totally lost the comment. Someone said they punched out all their black. Here we go. Diane. I punched out all my black die cuts and I have no idea where I put them. Does anyone else do things like that? All the time. All the time. I'm misplacing things that should be really easy. And I feel like I just overly complicate it. I'm going to put the butterflies onto the um this one and I am choosing the butterfly in each color for their respective section. So we have sort of the butterflies. I love that they're just kind of like flying up the page. And for this one, I'm going to use the pearls or the in color dots is what they're called. Sometimes I wonder how they name stuff. Like, why is this one dots instead of pearls? I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. And we'll go this one and that one. All right. We have, I'm going to switch them up. Sorry. This or that. Do you prefer the butterflies or the leaf? leave a comment and let me know, what do you think about this card? So excited I got these shimmer pens and I got to play with them. In addition to making really fun backgrounds, they're really great for coloring. I've seen some really awesome things with the little butterflies, which I'm going to use on a later card. The olive flutter, you could stamp those and color in. And I think coloring with these pens really is going to be fun and gorgeous and really easy to get nice and detailed in there. The butterfly. Yes, yes, yes. Donna says the butterfly. Diane loves the butterflies. CRS, the black cutouts. These are called, oh, you know what? Oh dear. I just realized they might be on back order. They're called Floral Flight Accents. Item number 167558. And yes, I think they might be out of stock currently. Sorry. I always try not to use stuff that's out of stock. But if you are not able to get them, then I highly recommend that you sign up for the email update so that you will be alerted when things are back in stock. Okay. So check that out on in the catalog. Thank you, Sherry. It is on page 72. It's part of the Beautiful Ordinary Life suite. Um, yeah. Oh, Kimberly, the butterflies and the dots are back in stock. That's fantastic news. So stock up on those in color embellishments. And you know what? I'm not going to be surprised if they go out of stock again. It is popular things like these that are probably going to be in and out of stock. And that's why the best option is just to sign up for those email updates. So you'll be the first to know when they are back in stock. Are the elements back in stock too? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What great news. Okay. First set of cards down. The other thing I want to play with is the new impression die, the Opulent Oasis. And this coordinates with the impressions mat. Let me grab my catalog and show you where you're going to find this. It is with the bundles after the suites on page 36 of the new May through August 2026 Stampin' Up! Catalog. So right here, you're seeing the impressions plate. It's really more of a pad than a plate. It is the silicone mat. It's like very like cutting plate size. It's thicker than the silicone craft mat, which is not at my fingertips. Where is it? I don't know. The silicone craft mat is a lot thinner and it's more of a square and a bit smaller. So the impressions plate does come with instructions. Try to hang on to those because it'll tell you how to do your sandwiches, which is really important. Right now, there are two bundles that have impressions dies, and that is the Opulent Oasis bundle. Right here, it says impression dies, and also the phrases and frames bundle. This is the one that Susan Campfield got to help design for her Million Sales Achiever stamp set. I will warn you, and you guys saw this when I did my unboxing video back in March. The impression dies I found to be hard to line back up in the die, and I'll show you what I mean when we do this one. And because I think the frame is so skinny, I don't know, I just had a hard time getting it to stay in there, and then it got off, and then it didn't cut right. It didn't like emboss right. So just be aware of that. I just want to warn you of that. I do find if you like the look of this, the Opulent Oasis die that I'm going to show you, I think is just more user friendly because it's bigger, it's easier to line up, and you're going to love it. You're going to love it. I saw a question. The in color designer paper. I think someone was asking about that. Yeah, there are two options. One of them is the painted patterns 12 by 12. It's 167755, and this is 12 by 12 as all the color families are. We've got polka dots and stripes, big ones and small ones in this package, and this comes with two sheets of each pattern in each color. So there are 10 20 sheets total. 20 sheets? Yeah, 20 sheets total. So it's a big package of designer paper. The other color families have one of each color in each pattern. And so there's like one red polka dot, one red stripe, one pink, and so on. So there's still 20 sheets in those. And they are also 12 by 12, so painted patterns. And then also the Bloom Boutique designer paper, which I think we're going to use on another card tonight, also has the in colors in it, which is super fun. Okay, so the impressions die. Now, if you get this bundle, you want to make sure to get the impressions plate so that you can really make the most of this die. Because I'm going to show you, it's not the same to use it on its own. It just doesn't work the same. So we're going to take a piece of cardstock. And I am using basic white for this one. And you also want to spritz your cardstock for best results, just because that helps to kind of soften the paper fibers so that they push through and emboss a little easier. So for this project, we're going to use the Opulent Oasis bundle with the impressions die, the impressions plate, a spritzer or something to spray your water with, cardstock, and the die, and then of course you need your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So let's grab that. I'm gonna bring it up here. It's kind of big and bulky, and probably the table will shake, but then you'll get to see a little bit better what we're doing. So we're gonna use first to do the regular die cutting. We are going to use our standard sandwich for cutting with thin dies. Before we do that, let's spray our cardstock with water. So step one, spray. And then we're going to die cut with the die, the cutting edge side down, like we normally would. And we're going to send this through the die cutting machine. Mine is squeaky this week. Squeak. Oh my gosh. I just know oh, I just noticed it this week. I don't know. I guess we did a lot of die cutting last week for some kits. And maybe it needs a little WD-40 or something. So when you die cut it, you're going to see a little bit of that design come through, but you can see better on the back side. It doesn't really make that impression yet. We're just die cutting it, and the only cut line is around the outside. It is all these little holes, they call them like ejection holes, that will create the embossed design. So for part two, we're going to put it back in the die, and we're going to flip it around so you can line it up a little bit easier there. And we're going to take off, let me see here. We're going to take off the cutting plates. And according to our instructions here, we're going to use the base 1, the thin die adapter 2. Then we're going to place our die with the cardstock inside of it face up. Okay, so that cutting side is face up. We're going to place our new impressions plate over the top. And um, then we need the specialty plate number 4 to go on top of that. So for part 2, we're not going to use the thin cutting plates or the clear cutting plates. We're only going to use the impressions mat and the specialty plate with the base. And we're going to send that back through. Oh my gosh, so loud. Oh, it's even louder than it was earlier. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Okay, let's let's move that down to the floor and reveal. You can tell just from the backside the kind of texture you're going to have. We turn it around and we can see, like, get some paper scraps on there. We can see that beautiful detailed texture, all of those little bits popping through the die and creating this beautiful embossed and die cut image. So when you're using the impressions dies, there are 2 steps. The first step is to die cut, and that's going to be with your regular sandwich. And then the second step is going to be to emboss it, sending it back through with the impressions plate. Oh, you couldn't hear the squeaky machine. Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it was only for me. Um, good night to everyone who has to leave. I know it is so late, and we got a late start tonight too. So I appreciate that you guys spent some time with us tonight. We're gonna keep going, so you'll have to come back and watch the replay. And hello, Jill. So glad to see you popping on. Okay, so let's move these things aside. And oh, you know what would be so pretty? I had not planned to use the brush, but maybe we will use that shimmer brush for some of our coloring. I was originally going to use a sponge dauber, but you could color with your shimmer brushes and have some fun. Now, if I add, ooh, the thing I'm worried about is that the big flower, we're not going to color that whole thing with the shimmer pen, but maybe we'll do some blending or, sponge daubering and then add some shimmer details to the center. I think that might be a good choice. Oh, I love this. So originally, the first few cards that I made with this one, I just die cut the in colors in each color cardstock, and I made a whole set of cards. I'm sure you guys remember I shared these in another video. So I just did the in color cardstock and then, layered it on with designer paper and added the sentiment, which was punched on a circle. But there was a sample in the catalog that used white cardstock and then colored in. And I thought that was so clever and a great way to kind of pull in some other colors. And I honestly wasn't even paying attention to all the details of this die until I started coloring it and realizing like all these cute little flowers on the side and the beautiful leaves. When you do it all in one color, it kind of gets lost. Oh, it would have been really pretty to make these flowers blue, but I kind of like the golden glow. I feel like I'm trying to rush because it can't be very fun to watch me color. So when you're coloring at home, take your time. Stay in the lines. Okay, there was the golden glow. I'm going to add some peaceful pine for the leaves. Oh my gosh, this color is so pretty. And this is going on so smoothly. When we were doing the background, it felt like it was kind of like dry, but I think it was just because I was trying to cover such a large section of paper. When you're doing just more of a detailed image like this, there's really nice precision with these brushes. I feel like an artist. Oh my gosh. Love, 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 love. That's something you usually don't hear from me about coloring. I'm sticking with just the embossed section, and it's pretty easy though. If you go off the edge a little bit, like, I don't think that it's that noticeable. And then I'm going to use a sponge dauber and sponge the big flower in the center, and then we'll add some detail with the shimmer brush. I'm sure you might be asking, how long does the shimmer brush last? And I think it really just depends on like how much you squeeze and how often you use it. Since I just got it, I'm not sure exactly how long it will last. It does have quite a bit of paint in there. But again, I think it really just depends on how much you're using it, how big of a space. If you're just coloring like little things, then I think it's going to last you quite a while. If you're doing big backgrounds on multiple cards, then you might run out quicker. Sorry, it's hard to talk and talk and talk sometimes. There we go. All right. Yeah, I did see the little video that Stampin' Up put out. I was so excited to see that. I'm gonna use my in color ink pads. I'm gonna use crisp cantaloupe for the flowers and some sponge daubers. I just got some new sponge daubers because mine were getting kind of old. So I'm going to sponge and add some color to the center of this flower. I think I like just the center like that. What do you guys think of that? It was a very juicy ink pad, so I feel like it went very dark, but I think just the center of the flower, and then adding some lines of the shimmer pen just to kind of highlight that. What do you think about that? Does it dry fairly fast? Yes, actually, I was quite surprised. It does dry pretty fast. This makes me want to go to Hawaii. This looks so pretty. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, what are we gonna do with this? We gotta come up with a card. Um, and I got out my in color paper, thinking that maybe I would use some of this designer paper to create a card. Um, oh, I don't know. Give me a quick vote on the polka dots versus green stripes. I think I want to put the polka dots on a green card base. Like that. I think I'm going to save the crisp cantaloupe for our next card. Or I could do crisp cantaloupe on this card and some barely blush for the next card base. Ugh, never mind. Never mind. I was also thinking that I am going to add some leaves here and I'll stamp those kind of in the background. And then for the sentiment, we have some options. I love the best wishes. I feel like that goes with so many different things. And so I'm leaning towards that. Yeah, let's do best wishes. And let's also add some of the leaves in peaceful pine. Peaceful pine. Whoops, that's not the right color. I'm gonna do the sentiment on the crushed cantaloupe. Crisp cantaloupe. Oh my goodness. All right. With our new ink pads, you kind of want to do a tap, 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 and maybe even like a little twist to make sure you're getting nice, good ink coverage on there. I'm going to stamp these in opposite corners in Peaceful Pine ink. And this stamp is one of those distinctive stamps that does have kind of like a texture to it. And so like it will look a little bit like not solid, not complete. And that is the look of this stamp. So I'm going to cut the polka dot down just a little bit more. Then I'm going to do for my sentiment, not fit across there, it will be perfect. I'm going to do 1 inch for the sentiment, maybe a little less. Let's try 3/4. That looks good. Maybe a little more. I'm gonna go 7/8 inch. I'm ridiculous, I realize. We're doing 5.5 inches. Currently, our designer paper is at 2.5 inches, so I'm just gonna bump it right down to 2 inches. 2 inches across here. We've got our we're gonna do our flower in opposite corners. So I got the leaves there. I'm gonna do the flowers in opposite corners, and then I'm gonna do the sentiment, best wishes. And I think I'm gonna stamp this in black. So I'm gonna do best wishes on the crisp cantaloupe cardstock, putting it all together. I like it. I think that's it. What do you guys think? Maybe bringing in some of these, should I do the crisp cantaloupe or should I do some of the golden glow in the center? I can change it out. Tell me what you think. Let's glue things down. We're going to do some Stampin' Dimensionals under the flower, but regular adhesive under the designer paper. It's going to go all the way across, right in the center. And it looks like sometimes when you cut your cardstock, like the size is off just a little bit. And it's like, I just need to trim the edge there. I know. I know. Yes, I'm still using Memento. I I don't like that the other ink stains my stamps, and so I am still using Memento. But I'm pretty sure it's still available on the last chance list. So, um, you can still get it for now. Um, the new hybrid black is so beautiful in the darkness of it. I love how rich and dark the color is. But I just struggle with the staining issue. Okay, putting our flower on with Stampin' Dimensionals and dots, dots, polka dots. Like to see you soften the line from the cantaloupe sponging in the middle. Soften the line from the cantaloupe sponging in the middle. Like it needs more blending. Um, Pop Stamper, I'm not sure what you're suggesting. I didn't see any comments about the yellow or the golden glow versus the pink in the middle. So I'm going to stick with the golden glow and just kind of tie that back in a little bit. I'm going to move the sentiment down so it's not covering the flower so much, and instead it's going to be kind of going over the edge here. So I'll use a couple Stampin' Dimensionals and some regular adhesive to add that. I was debating whether I needed some twine, like for a bow, but I think there's so much going on. Like, I think it's okay as is. Blend a little on the white petals. Isn't that the beauty of the white petals, though? Do you still want me to blend it when you see it up close? I do think it looks different down here than it does up here. Um, I could get out some like Barely Blush, but I don't want it to be too dark. Like, I kind of like the white petals. Is it just me? You guys don't like the white petals? Katie, so that's a great question. The Katie's asking, was it just Stampin' Up discontinuing the memento, or was it going away in other places too? I think generally the company who makes Stays On and Memento Ink has it has been harder and harder for everyone to get those stamp pads. So I don't think that they're discontinuing the Memento and the Stays on Ink, but it's been harder for Stampin' Up to get them and acquire them. And so they are discontinuing them in favor of an ink pad that will cover both bases, and also that they'll be able to have more control over stocking and availability. Um, okay. I think we're good closer. I really like the white. I don't want to make the whole flower pink, right? Because there's a lot of like orchids that have white on the outside and that color on the inside. So that's kind of what I was going for. And maybe up close you see the detail of the flower a little bit better. I'm going to leave it as is. So our second card, using some more in colors, an intentional or unintentional theme tonight. I don't know, maybe. But we're going to keep using the in colors and make another card. And I want to use some more new products. And also, I was inspired by some fun folds that I got from the Great Big Card Swap. And so before I send those on, now is a great time to feel that inspiration and do something. So let me get out my inspiration card number one. This one came from Shella Sams, and Shella used the Beautiful Ordinary Life designer paper. That's the stripes and that pool party. And then I believe this is the Balloon Festoon stamp set, a brand new bundle from the catalog. And of course, we see those scallop blooms with that great scallop die. And I really thought that this fun fold was clever. There's a piece of cardstock that kind of opens there just in the front, and then this panel is static. And I thought that was such a great little fold. Like, it's not a hard fold, but just something like a little bit different and something that's easy to do. So I wanted to duplicate this today, and I thought that it would be fun, because I haven't made one yet, to use the new Silly Old Bear designer paper. Now, if you're watching from another part of the world, I am so sorry that the Silly Old Bear Suite is not available outside of the United States. When Stampin' Up! Started designing this, they thought they had everything worked out with the licensing and the copyright and all of that. And as it got closer to being released, they had some clarification on some of the licensing issues. And they thought that these licenses were going to be up, and they could use these images everywhere in 2027. And apparently that was not the case. And so they were already so far into the design process that they decided to just continue and release it in the United States, but it's not elsewhere because of those licensing restrictions. So the Silly Old Bear Suite does come with, it doesn't come with it, well, you can get it with it. I guess in that case it does come with. Get my flyer. The Silly Old Bear Suite is part of the May 2026 online exclusives exclusively for the United States. It has designer paper, a Sweet Old Friends stamp set, which has the different Winnie the Pooh characters, and the dies that go with that. And then there is the sentiments, right here, that are called Sweet Words and Labels, and there are coordinating dies for that. The Sweet Words and Labels has two little frames, different sentiments that are very Winnie the Pooh. like the best kind of days are the days spent together. And oh, bother, which Winnie the Pooh always says. Old friends are the best friends. It never hurts to keep looking up. Sometimes when you go looking for happiness, happiness finds you. I will love you until forever and even after that. And you deserve a little treat. Of course, that's got to be paired with a honey pot. The sweet words and label dies. I was not going to get these, and my friend Meg Loven was showing me all of the amazing projects that she had made with them. And so, even if you're not a Winnie the Pooh fan, if you are in the United States, these are some really super amazing labels that you can get using any stamps and greetings that you have at home. I love the little stitch detail. This is my first time opening this and looking at it. And you can see they do kind of nest together very nicely. The designer paper is 12 by 12 and has the new in colors. So we've got the hydrangea hue, we've got the barely blush, and some that looks like probably timid tiger golden glow for that little balloon. We have some really fantastic images here with the trees and the 100-acre woods. And one of the reasons I got the labels is because they also coordinate with the designer paper. And so I thought it would be so fun to just cut out an image from the designer paper using the label dies and adding a little greeting, and coming up with something. So I plan to die cut one of these images from this page. Then we've got these little scenes which can be cut apart and used on a different card. And oh my gosh, these adorable images. And I believe this page does coordinate with a lot of the dies. And so if you have the dies that go with the Sweet Old Friends stamp set, then you can die cut all of these guys right from the designer paper. Of course, I don't have those dies, but I can fussy cut. So I will just do that, I think, for some of my cards. In addition, we've got these great little B-side patterns, some like cloudy sky in hydrangea hue. We've got that barely blush. It looks like this is some peaceful pine and then golden glow as well. So kind of more in colors in this paper as well. And looking back at Shella's card, I want to have two different designer paper patterns. One of them is going to be here on the side, and then the other one is going to be kind of the background underneath our die cut label. I think that these will fit the space a little bit better. So I'm going to pick out one of these, and we've got Pooh reaching for the honey jar, Pooh packing honey jar for a picnic, the big balloon. Oh my goodness, he looks a little perplexed there with all those bees, and then Piglet knocking here on the door. So looking at the patterns we might pair with that, I think that something with the 100-acre wood on the side would work nicely. And then another background for our die cut could potentially be, well, like depending on which one we use, if we want to do like the big balloon, we could do that on the sky background and then the 100-acre wood next to it. Or we could do that pink. Would any of the ones on the front work? Oh, I love a lot of these. They're just so cute. That one's a favorite. Would that work there, though? It's not going to be the right size. Alternatively, we could use one of these little scenes and cut it out and put it on there. I really like the die cut label. Why is this so hard? Katie, product shares are going to be shipping hopefully on Monday. I think I said the week of the 18th. My goal is to get them all shipped out on Monday. It may end up being on Tuesday. We've got the ribbon almost done. The paper is sorted. I've got to get it over to Kinko's to get it cut, and then it's all about packaging everything up. So yeah, watch for your shipping notification next week starting Monday, and we're going to get those all out for you guys. It is always such a such a flurry and a hurry since I can't order everything until the catalog launches, which was just last week, and then I have to wait for it to come and then get it all separated. Leaf, but I'm a leaf tree lover. I love these cards. Yes. Okay. That looks like a comment for the other card. All right. Let's make a decision. I see the balloon. Okay. For this one, I want to preserve these other images. I'm going to cut. This one's got gray stripes on the back too. Oh, bother. I like that stripe. Oh, these are so good. Let's do kind of this one. I was just thinking I kind of like the stripes for the background. But is this one then for the other side? Is that good? Or should we do this one? I think I like that one for the side one. Okay, so coming over here to our dies, we're going to find the one that coordinates with this. Is that this one? I think so. Beautiful. So I'm going to use my little tape and I would think it would be symmetrical, but I'm double checking. That looks right. I'll line that up and send this through the die cutting machine. Oh my gosh, it shifted. That was close. That would have been gnarly. Oh, I love it. That's so fun. Okay. So we're going to have our card base be what is that? Hydrangea hue. And we're going to have the flip flap part be, maybe we should have the card base be the yellow and the flip flap be the hydrangea hue. Or is that like early espresso? Hang on a second. I think I like the brown. Okay, I got my measurements, and for the pink part of Shella's card, that is going to be 4 inches by 8.5, scored at 3 1/4. And then we're going to do for the yellow golden glow, this is 4 1/4 by 5.5. For our sky designer paper, that one is going to be 3 inches by 3 3/4. 3 inches by 3 3/4. For our side piece, that's this one, we want that to be 1 3/4. 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then we also need a piece of Very Vanilla we're going to use. That's the color in here. And this is going to be 3 inches by 3 3/4, which is the same as the front designer paper. Okay. So that front card is going to center. We're going to have the blue here, the designer paper there, the center here. Kind of takes up a lot of it, doesn't it? And then that part inside. We need a sentiment on the front. Where are the words? It never hurts to keep looking up. I think would be a fun one to put on the inside, and maybe oh bother on the front. And so what do we have for a little um a little frame, and we could cut it and cut it again. I'll show you what I mean. We'll cut it so that we can use the big die to make a smaller one. So for that, I am going to first die cut the label, and I'm going to send that through. And then I'm going to take the label again. Is this going to work how I want it to? I want to die cut the smaller bit. I don't know if that will work the way I want it to. I was hoping that I could just like die cut it again, but the holes are not going to line up. Thinking. Not with this die could you do that. But we could still use the die cut and just cut it down. And so I'm going to use some early espresso ink. And it's going to say, oh, bother. And for the middle, it never hurts to keep looking up. I think I definitely want to have another little guy. Oh, dear. On my card. There is an image here of Piglet, and he looks like he is looking up and maybe trying to save our dear Pooh. And so I am going to cut him out really quick and add him to the inside of the card. Do you have a friend who's always looking out for you? leave a comment and let me know. I feel like this would be a really good I'm always here for you card. So who would you send this to? Who is that special friend who always has your back and whose back you always have? Let's see how this card comes together. Let's start with that sky. And the other designer paper right next to it. On the inside, our cute little piglet in the corner. Who's always there for our dear friend Pooh. On the front, our label is going to go on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I like that idea. Stamp it on the die cut. I really did like our label. I did think this is so cute. Oh, bother. Kind of looks weird though, doesn't it? All right, let's stamp it on the label. You have to put your brave pants on when you stamp on designer paper, because if you mess it up, there's not another side. That's perfect. Okay. Sometimes I overthink things. Do you guys do that too? It didn't have to be on a label. I just wanted it to be. Oops, that one wants to come off too. Oh, bother. Does this need some ribbon? We could put a little bit of golden glow ribbon on there. Shella has ribbon on hers, a little bit of twine. Where's my ribbon? A little blue ribbon. I didn't think I was gonna like that, but I don't mind it. Or a little bit of yellow ribbon. Maybe I should have had Piglet be out here. Like, oh no, Pooh. I got you. He's on the inside looking up, but maybe he should have been. Maybe he should have been on the outside. I don't like the way that knot turned out. Oh. Oh, How do you guys feel about that? ribbon. Do you like it? Just need to monkey a little bit more to get it just right. I have an idea to bring in some linen thread. I don't know if it's gonna work. This is this is a new thought process. That adhesive went where I didn't want it to go. Let me see. Crisscrossing. Adding the linen bow where it crisscrosses. This is definitely an experiment. And it's okay to tell me you don't like it. Because I'm not sure how I feel. How come sometimes like I feel like my hands just don't work and it's hard to get it to do what I want it to. We're gonna just adjust that up a little bit. And it's loose. It's looser than I want it to be. So I am going to like shift it, stick it, bunch it so that it is flat here on the front. Did you see what I did? Like I put adhesive back here and then I pulled it tight and bunched it so that the looseness is now on the back and on the front it's nice and tight. What do we think? Does that work? Should it be shifted over more to the right? I think I like it there. Okay. Whew. Since we got ribbon on the back, I'm just going to go ahead and use some tear and tape just to make sure that this layer stays on. I don't want it to pop. I just want it to stay put. So I'm going to do, I think 2 is good. I had this thought, are those little tiny bees, are those still current or are those retired? Because how cute would one of those be? Oh my gosh. Shella, thank you for the inspiration. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I'm loving it. I am loving it. Bees, 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 bees. I'm not sure if these are still current, but all the bees over here with Winnie the Pooh, I feel like we need like just one down there. What do you think? Or should we add one? Oh, I think we need to add it right there. Yes. Tiny bead trinkets. I'm not sure. It may be gone already. I'm covering up the big bee on the designer paper, but I think it needs a little bit of an embellishment there. Oh my gosh, so cute. So cute. Katie says she still has a friend from high school she keeps in touch with. I love that. Love that. All right. Oh, bother. It never hurts to keep looking up. So fun. Shella, thank you for the inspiration. This was so easy, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to try it. Thank you for the inspiration. This is going back in the box, and somebody who was swapping for the Great Big Card Swap will get Shella's card, and I will send Shella one of those Great Big Card Swap cards. It is 98908. I had another card in mind, and I also have some mail to show you. I know it's getting late. Should we keep going and make one more card, or should we wrap it up and say maybe tomorrow, Julie? Because we are going to go live tomorrow at 7 o'clock p.m. so I can share some information about my latest class offering. I'm still putting together the final details, so I'll have all of that to share with you tomorrow. I'm really excited. And the cards are going to be so cute. Keep going. Okay, I'll keep going. More cards. You guys are easy. Easy to please. If you have to bow out and go to bed, I totally get it. I know that all over the world it's late. And even on the East Coast, it's already after 10. And so I appreciate all of you sticking around for so long. If you're enjoying tonight's video, please thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure that you get subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out. We've made a few cards today. We're playing with the in colors, and I want to just keep the in colors going and create another card inspired by this one from Pat Stewart. She sent this one in for the Great Big Card Swap, and it reminded me of this fun little fold on the inside. I haven't done a card like this in so long, and I thought this would be another really easy one to show you guys. And so for this one, I thought we would use some of the butterflies from the All Aflutter stamp set and the coordinating punch. Showed you that at the beginning of the video. And sticking with the in color theme, I wanted to use some in colors from the Bloom Boutique designer paper. Specifically, I was really drawn to these colors here, and I wanted to do a crisp cantaloupe card and incorporate some of the in color designer paper. Oh my gosh, I just love this. We could do our butterflies, do a little two-step stamping with the butterflies, incorporate a little bit of green maybe in there as well. And I think I'm just going to kind of case the layout that Pat used for her card. So this one should go pretty quickly. We are going to start with a regular card base that's 5.5 by 8.5. And I want to use one of these on the front and one of them on the inside. Let's use this one on the front. So looking at Pat's measurements, I'm going to just copy that and do 2 inches by 5.5. So start first with the 5.5 and then cut that down to 2 inches, just like that. That's going to go on the front. And then we will do a circle. And I'm thinking that, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? A white circle? Do we want to do, I don't know. While we have our paper cutter out, I'm going to cut for the inside. I'm going to use, let me see what size. Pat's got bigger squares here. I think they're probably like 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, maybe even almost a few inches. So I'm going to do 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inch, 1 4 5. Okay, I'm going to do 1 1/4 inch squares of this designer paper. 1 1/4, and I'm going to do 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to layer these squares onto the peaceful pine. And so the peaceful pine is going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to be 1 1/2 inches by 1 1/2 inches. 1, 2, 3. Is that too dark? Should we do Barely Blush? Barely Blush will be more subtle. Yeah, Barely Blush. I changed my mind. I'm allowed. Um, so scrap the green squares, save those for another card. We're gonna go 1 1/2 inches by 1 1/2 for Barely Blush squares. 3, 4. And this one I'm going to save out for our sentiment, which is going to be fluttering by to say hi. And that looks like a 7/8 inch kind of width. I need, what do I need? Perhaps I need white cardstock for stamping. Reaching into my scrap bucket to grab out some of those. I am also going to use a 1 3/8 inch white circle. And then we've got the sentiments. Maybe that is going to blend in too much, right? Everybody to say hi. Thinking. In the meantime, let's do some stamping. The butterflies have 3 different stamps. We have an outline. We have a solid with detail, and we have a solid without detail. So we can use the stamps individually, or we can combine them together. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like when we stamp the middle and the darker outline. We're going to put these on blocks. So the punch and the stamp coordinate together. And it's so brilliant because the stamp will stamp 3 in the same configuration as the punch. So you don't have to line them up. They are ready to go. And these are new stamps that I haven't used yet. And so, oopsie, that's dry. I'm gonna like season the stamps by kind of rubbing them on my chamois, but it works better if it's wet, but it'll be okay that it's dry, just to kind of get some of the residue that is from manufacturing, just to kind of get that off the stamp so that it accepts and takes the ink a little bit better. My in color ink pads, I'm going to use Barely Brush and Crisp Cantaloupe, and I'm going to stamp the outline in Crisp Cantaloupe. Tap, 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 maybe a little bit of twist to make sure we get it fully covered. Oh my gosh. Okay. When I'm punching, I want to make sure that is how it's going to fit in the punch. Crisp Cantaloupe for the outline. And then we're going to do some of the Barely Blush. Tap, tap, tap. A little twist, twist, twist. Good coverage. And this is going to go inside. And we get that 2-tone stamp. Boom! Love the way that lines up. So pretty. Maybe we want to do that twice. Do we want to have some butterflies on the inside? I think yes. Do we want those butterflies to be solid? Maybe. Actually, you guys can tell me which ones you like better. I'm going to do these in I'm going to do these in just crisp cantaloupe. Tappy tap 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 tap. I think I might like these better. Am I crazy? What do you think? Two-step or single? The good news is I can use them all. I'm gonna line up the punch. Oh my gosh, it needs just a little room for my punch to get in there to line up just right. And over here. It is stinking cute. I love these butterflies. I mentioned this earlier in the video, but if you are thinking about getting any of the punch bundles, it's always a good idea to prioritize those first because when the punches sell out, it usually takes a good while for them to come back in stock. Now, I don't want to alarm you, but that's just a general rule of thumb that when you're trying to decide what to get first, a general good rule is to pick out your punch bundles first and shop for those first. All right. I am thinking that for the outside, I think I'm going to use those two-step ones. I thought I was going to go the other way, but I changed my mind. And maybe we have room here for our sentiments. I've got fluttering by to say hi, which could go on the inside. You are so appreciated. Thinking of you today. And friend. So appreciated. Fluttering by to say hi. Let's try fluttering by to say hi. There is a little bit of green on the designer paper, and so I am going to use the green ink for my sentiments. I like to do the darker colors for the sentiments, and so the green is the darkest color in the designer paper. So I'm going to do fluttering by to say hi. And okay, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. I like that. But we just need a little anchor. We need a little green cardstock to anchor this this circle. I talk about anchor points a lot. So I'm going to do 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay. Yeah. Yep. 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 Love that. Love that. And if you want to, you can add your third one down there, kind of fluttering up the card. Yes, okay. And then for the inside, we have our squares. We have some more butterflies we can use. And we also need the piece that it's going to go on to. So for that, we're going to use Calypso Coral. And I need a piece that doesn't have a score line. Actually, no, I can use the score line. We're gonna make this be 1 inch. I'm using the same color as the card base because I want it to blend in. It's already scored at 4 1/4. And so I'm gonna score at 2 1/8 from each end. So ultimately, this piece for the inside is going to be scored in half and then in half again so that you have this little W. So this is 1 inch by 8.5 inches, scored at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. Okay. And then our little layers here are going to go on the designer paper. And then they're going to be on the card like this. And we can add a little butterfly to each one. Do you guys like the green better? I am second guessing the green now. We have a little green on the front, which I'm in love with. And so I think that I would like to use the green on the inside. I'm allowed to change my mind back. Okay, so our our pink squares are 1.5 by 1.5, and I need one more green square that is going to be 1.5 by 1.5. 1.5 by 1.5. Okay, let's get this puppy put together. 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, layered on 1.5 by 1.5. Bloom Boutique designer paper. And our in colors, Peaceful Pine and Crisp Cantaloupe. I'm going to center each one of these squares in the space provided on the strip. And we're gonna add some butterflies. Now, do we want to add a butterfly to all of them, or we could just add a couple butterflies? Like, so the inside of the card, let's put the card together. Then we'll look at the inside. For the card front, we're going to add our designer paper, 2 inches by 5.5 inches. To the card base, a little bit to the right side. We are going to layer the circle over our little anchoring strip. And we're going to add this on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. This is going to go to the right. Moving. Peeling up our designer paper, I'm going to move it to the center, proper center. I put it to the right. Now I want it in the center because I want room for my little anchoring piece. Designer paper in the center. Circle to the right towards the bottom. Like Pat's original inspiration. And then we're going to add our butterflies, and I'm going to do that with some Stampin' Dimensionals as well. 1, 2, 3. I am using the 2-step versions of the butterflies. And kind of, we've got our little doot right up the card. For the inside, we're going to add our little pop-up strip. And I think I'm going to do mine toward the top. Pat's got hers at the bottom. It doesn't really matter where you put it. And you can put these pieces to all the way to the edge. You can put them in the middle a little bit more. As long as they close and stay inside the card, you are good to go. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and add some tear and tape and go right to the edges. Just seeing your comment, Sophie, about alternating the pink and the green. My first thought was with the green that maybe I would just use one green to just kind of like highlight one of the squares. But I really like the way the green makes the designer paper pop a little bit. And I think that the pink just kind of gets lost. So when you're putting adhesive on your strip, you're only going to put adhesive onto the ends. No adhesive in the center because those are going to end up folding upwards. So I'm going to line that up. Just lay it all the way across. I guess to be to be right, let's fold it because we want it to totally close and be folded there. It is a little bit bulky with all those pieces lining up, and so you're probably going to need some non-machinable postage on this one. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to like adjust my squares because I feel like they're a little bit off center. So I've got my little squares here. I can add my butterflies. I also can add a little sentiment across the bottom. And I like that idea. So let's get the stamp set out and let's see. We've got fluttering by to say hi on the inside. And then I think I like thinking of you today. And oh, you know what? Using the little butterfly trail. Let's do both of those. The butterfly trail and the sentiment, thinking of you today. That one's going to be in Peaceful Pine. Tap, 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 tap. Thinking of you today. The little trail, we're going to do color on color, crisp cantaloupe for that one. And oh, it kind of smeared. I had like a weird angle, but I think it'll be okay. So then I'm going to put the butterfly up there. And I kind of just like one. You could put a second one if you wanted to, like here, and a third one like down there. I like it. We'll use 3. So these are the solid ones for the inside. And since this is the inside of the card and it's already so bulky, I'm just going to use regular adhesive to adhere these down. So we've got that one, we've got this one kind of overlapping the box a little bit, and then this one facing the opposite direction. Fluttering by to say hi. Thinking of you today. Oh, I love the way that turned out. So easy. Thank you, Pat, for the inspiration. Oh, that's going to drive me crazy a little bit. What really the problem though is that like the back is shorter than the front. So that's why you can see that. If my back and my front were the same, then it would have lined up. You know what? Okay, I can change it. Hang on a second. Oh, it's tear and tape. Okay, whoa. I'm just going to be extra careful. Extra careful in my peel back. But we're going to make it happen because I'm anal and I want it to be perfect. Oh. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't cry. I didn't even do the right one. Did I do the right one? Yeah, because it's the front that needs to be trimmed down a little bit, but then that's still going to be funny in the middle. Okay. I want to trim that, but that is the problem. It's still gonna hang out even if I trim it. Just put it down, Julie, and let it go. Let it go. Oh no, I can't let it go. This one, just okay. We're in it. We're in it. It's gonna be fine. Whoever gets this card will have no idea that it was torn apart. It's gonna look totally normal, and they're gonna be like, wow, that's an amazing pop-up. I feel so special to have gotten a card with a non-machinable stamp on it. Okay. Tear and tape. We're gonna go back over the spots that we did before. And before we stick anything on, we are going to trim the ends to make sure that they are all going to be good. The key, I think, is lining up the fold with the fold. So that's what I should have looked at before I started trimming, was the fold and the fold. That one doesn't go all the way across, and that will make me cry. But whoever gets the card will not notice. Cut straight. All right. Tear and tape. Tear and tape. Lining up the fold with the fold, covering up my boo-boos so that no one will notice. Trim, trim, trim. I know it's torn and you can see it, but now you can't. Ta-da! Ta-da! No! I give up. I give up. What is wrong with this? What? I want to cut it. It's done. What a cute card, Julie. I love it. Let's add some bling. Truly, 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 I believe whoever gets this will love it just the way it is. So, Pat, I want to thank you so much for your inspiration. I had fun making this card. And being reminded of that fun little pop-up technique. I don't know which I like more, the outside or the inside, because they're so cute. There's Pat's card again. So fun. I'm going to stick this back in the bucket and swap it out. So someone who participated in a great big card swap is going to get Pat's card with those stickers intact. All right, you guys, I showcased a lot of new products tonight. We played with the shimmer brushes and made some fun background cards. We also used the new impression dies and the opulent oasis bundle. I used the shimmer brushes to color on the flower and give that lots of fun in colors. We also made a card with Winnie the Pooh. Love that fun fold inspired by Shella. And our last little fun fold inspired by Pat. We used all these new in colors tonight and really focused on those. If you would like to get free ink pads with the in colors, make sure that you take advantage of that special ink pad offer. Join my team in May before May 31st, and you can get 5 in color ink pads for free, a $63 value, or you can choose $35 in product if for some reason you don't like the ink colors. But I don't, who would not like the ink colors? Thank you for joining me tonight. I do have some cards to share for my mailbag, so I'm going to bring those out. Because this video isn't long enough. If you would like to see those, I'm going to share those really quick because I'm so thankful for the happy meal that I got. But if you enjoyed all the in color projects and all the things from the new catalog, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future card making videos. This Sunday, May 17th, Mom and I are featuring the Lakeside Retreat Suite. So be sure to tune in for that if you are loving it. I am excited to play around with that suite and make some cards. So before I let you go tonight, I want to take a look at some amazing cards I've gotten in the mail. It's been a few weeks since I've shared, and so I wanted to take that time to do it now. So if you don't mind a few more card ideas to inspire you, let's knock it out and do it. I got a few late Easter cards, including this one from Katie. Thank you so much, Katie McLean, for this one with the Easter Joy designer paper. So cute. I loved this paper. I loved those cute little critters, the chick and the bunny, and it made me smile. Thank you so much for that card, Katie. I also got a Easter card using the same designer paper from Pat Stewart. Pat, oh my gosh, I was just opening the cards again to look at them before my video and realized you had a little treat in there for me. That's so sweet of you, Pat. Thank you for thinking of me and sending a little Easter treat, a little Easter card my way. I really appreciate that so much. There is such magic getting Happy Meal. And I want to thank everyone who sent me cards. This one came from Cynthia Baker, and I think that is this a paper pumpkin kit? I'm not sure. There was a couple kits I didn't get, but I loved the colors in this. So pretty with like that secret sea and the green. The little things you do mean so much. Thank you so much for this sweet card and your note. It meant so much to me, and I'm so glad that our paths have crossed, Cynthia. Thank you for all the little treats that you've sent me, all the little cards. They do mean so much to me, and I feel so blessed. I always get so emotional talking about this, you guys, but cards in the mail really mean so much. The things that we do as card makers and senders make such a difference. I hope that you know that. I hope that you feel that this week. And if it's been a little while since you've sent a card, grab one from your stash, make a new one. Let's send cards together. Let's make a difference, one card at a time, and really touch all of our friends and family and make sure they know how much that we love them. This card came from Connie Campfield, another team member. Connie, thank you for this one. We just used this bundle tonight with the butterflies. I love that Connie colored those butterflies different colors. Oh, that reminds me, I got a new card swap that came in the mail using the butterflies. I'll grab those out in a second when we're done. Anyway, Connie, thank you for this one. I love this layout. One of the great big, or not the great big cards, one of the back pocket card layouts. I'm working on more card layouts and it is so fun. I just love these templates. This one came from Chris Anderson. She attended a class that Carol Stuckey did, and she borrowed my dies for the class and made a card that she gave to me with lemon lime twist, or maybe parakeet party. I think it's lemon lime twist. But I love the way these beautifully celebrated dies layer together with the black and white. And the sentiment is so perfect for those encouraging cards that you're sending. You're doing great, just so you know. Who would you send this one to? I can think of a few people that just need that little bit of encouragement. Our next card came from Sandy Coy Emery. I love this one. Sandy, your cards always make me smile. Thank you so much for thinking of me and always checking in. It really means so much to get your cards. I got this beautiful card from Donna Marshall using Petunia Pop and these little tulip dies. So this is like a herringbone technique with different strips of designer paper. Cut a square, the stitch square out of the center to create like the little diamond, and then adding the little bits. Oh my gosh! And then also embossing over that kind of herringbone look. Wow, like all the detail on this card, it is so beautiful. And I love it so much. Thank you, Donna, for thinking of me and sending this encouraging card. It really was so fun to get that in the mail and made me smile so much. I got a couple Mother's Day cards. This one from Alita Williams. I think this just came yesterday. Such a delight to get your card, Alita. Thank you so much for thinking of me. It was such a wonderful Mother's Day. The kids were all here and we got to spend some time together. And it was kind of quiet, like we didn't have anywhere to rush around, which was a contrast to like the days ahead of that. We were running kind of all over the place and traveling a little bit for some different events. And so Sunday was just nice and quiet and peaceful to be at home and spend time with the kids. And I enjoyed that time very much. Another Mother's Day card, this one from Jen Conrad, and I love this. It is so happy and fun with the die cuts, a little bit of the texture on the leaves. I think it's so perfect. And the glitter up here. Have a beautiful day. Jen, I hope that you also had a great Mother's Day and got to spend lots of time with your family. Thank you for thinking of me and sending this beautiful card. Truly, it made my day. We have some cards. I think the rest of them are doubles from the Great Big Card Swap. Some of them are from last month in April, and some of them are from this month in May. And if you're not participating in the Great Big Card Swap, you really should. We have so much fun. This month's theme in May is soft subtles, so any card with pastel colors. And so some of these are from last month, but some are from this month. So this one is from Chris Almond, and she created a bookmark to go with her card. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Last month in April, the theme for the Great Big Card Swap was all about you, and so Chris made these bookmarks because she loves to read, and I thought that was so clever. That beautifully celebrated designer paper is so pretty. Fussy cut flowers there for the embellishment, and that petal pink, that soft like powder pink with the red. So pretty. I love that. This one from Linda Vanderspool using her favorite color, green, and representing some of her favorite things, pets and dogs and the flowers and the fruit, strawberries, and then green, 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 everything green. She used all her green embellishments to create that square. I thought that was really clever. This card is for the pastel theme, the soft subtles. This one from Debbie Lindauer using the Eyelet Bloom die for the background. So fun. I love that little lacy background. I think it is just so perfect for a baby shower. Our next card is from Rhonda Chase, and she kind of created the same watercolor background that we made with the shimmer brushes tonight. Little die cuts here, all colored. Love the way that comes together, and that really could be customized for so many different occasions. Thank you for sending an extra one, Rhonda. Next one is from Mesa Sama. She used the sand dollar embossing folder, hybrid embossing folder. So pretty with the postage dies and the sponging and the stamping on that. This is basic beige on top of crumb cake. Really pretty for like a beachy sandy look. And this card from Janine Simbar, she used the Flight and Airy designer paper. She had two different versions. One of them had the busy paper on the outside with the birds and then the solid in the middle, and then this was the opposite of that. I thought they were so pretty. All the little details, all the little die cuts, just gorgeous, and the happy anniversary sentiment. Our next card was also a this or that from Linda Vanderspool. She used Fresh Freesia, that's purple color, and then this is Pool Party paired with the soft sea foam. And I had a hard time deciding, but I really love the combination here of the Pool Party and the soft sea foam. This is that flourish. Oh, I got it out before. We had several cards with that set from the January online exclusives, I think. Here's another one from Chris Allman. She created this little pocket card, and I thought that was so clever with the vellum in the front. There's such a gorgeous card. The other one was a different color combination. I want to say it was blue or purple. I really love the kind of neutral beige and white. I thought that was really gorgeous. Thank you so much, Chris, for sending an extra one for me. A couple cards using the cutest crew, both in soft settles. This one from Terry McFedridge using the birds with pool party and one of the old UV coated papers. We've got some new one called the Luxe White paper. This is an older design, but the same thought where you can color it with like blending brushes or sponge daubers to add color and have that pattern kind of pop out. And then this one with the cutest crew from Leslie Kneisel with a kitty cat. I love those cats, so cute. And the balmy blue designer paper. That cutest crew bundle's back in stock. If you've been waiting for it, check it out in the online store. And our last card from the Great Big Card Swap doubles are is from Anne Hollis from the UK, and she had a couple different colors on the other version of this card. So clever with the paintbrushes and the paint. I really love the foil accents on this card. So many amazing cards. Thank you to everyone who sent extras from the Great Big Card Swap and who blessed me with their hand stamped cards. Truly, truly, truly. I love each and every one of them, and they made me feel so special. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you did enjoy tonight's video, even though it was so super long. You're so good to hang in there with me and craft with me. I hope that you were inspired by the cards that I shared tonight. Have a wonderful weekend the next few days, and I will look forward to seeing you on Sunday for another episode of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. Next week, we have Thursday night stamp therapy. Oh, I almost forgot. How could I almost forget? Join me tomorrow night for a quick live. It's not going to be very long. I'm going to share details of my latest class, and I will share a bonus project in that live video tomorrow. So join me at 7:00 p.m. Central Time tomorrow night on Friday, May 15th for all the details about my newest class, which is going to include several back pocket card layouts. There'll be a couple different ways to participate, and I will fill you in on all the details tomorrow night. So join me then or watch the replay when you get a chance. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Good night.